Welcome back to the Poker Vlog, guys. This is episode 9. In this episode, we play a home game. You guys have been talking. I've been listening. You want some home game action? We got some. There's some interesting hands, and we're going to go over a couple of them. And also, before we get into it, if you guys have your YouTube set to private, make sure you make that public so you're entered to win in the giveaway that we will be having this weekend in Las Vegas. Yes, we are doing a giveaway. We'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of the video, but make sure your account's set to public so I can see your names, because I believe half of you I can't even see for whatever reason. But make sure you go in and change that, and make sure you subscribe down there. And yeah, let's get into it and get to this home game. All right, we are here. House is over there behind me. So let's go in there and see what's going on. All right, so one of the first hands we play here, we look down at 8s, and the straddle is on pretty much the entire game. So blinds 1, 3, 6. We make it 20 to go. Folds around to the straddle, and he makes the call. Flop comes king, queen, jack, rainbow. Absolutely terrible flop for us. All 3 overcards. And he leads into us for, I think, 20 or 25. So pretty much an easy fold. We should let it go. All right, some hands later, we look down at ace deuce in the big blind. And there's a raise to 15 under the gun. Other players fold. We did not come to a home game to fold. Not with an ace four-handed. We go ahead and call. Flop is ace queen deuce. So we flop aces up here. We check it. He checks it back. Turns a 6. We check it one more time, and the second check works. He fires for 20, can't help himself. We go ahead and raise to 50. I believe the turn brought a flush draw, so we got to protect somewhat against that. He goes ahead and makes the call. So the river comes. It is the 8, does not bring a flush. So feeling pretty good about that river card, and we decide on a bet of $70, I believe. Yeah, 70. And he goes into the tank. I think 70 is a pretty good bet relative to the size of the pot. And I mean, maybe I could go a little smaller, but definitely want to get some value with these two pair. And thinks about it, but he unfortunately lets it go, and we take that one down. Okay, so this is definitely the most interesting hand of the night by far. We look down at ace king of clubs in the big blind. There's a straddle on, a small blind calls, and the player to our left says make it a quarter. So it's not his turn, but as soon as he says that, I throw in 50. Dealer stops the action, makes him take his bet back. And I mean, as soon as he threw in a quarter, I knew he was going to call 50. So he does make the call. Player in middle position makes the call. And a player on the button makes it 150. So it's already heating up. And then the small blind jams all in. He's got a little over, 280, 300. So we got 350, ace king of clubs. In an action game like this, we are not folding. So we go ahead and jam it in there. I don't know. I don't see how we can fold. It's just such a strong hand, multi-way. I assume some of us may both have ace king, but it's hard to run into aces or kings when we have ace king. The player to our left, who originally decided to make it a quarter, thought about it for a bit and decided to get it all in there. So we're like 4 ways here, all in, huge pot. Guy to our left had about 500. The guy on the button had, 11 or 1,200 maybe. Guy to my right had around 300, and I had around 350. So we all 4 agreed to run 2 boards. So that means we run it twice. There's a flop, turn, and river, and then there's a second flop, turn, and river. So the first board comes out, Jack 8-4, and the player on the button announces that he's got it. So I'm assuming pocket jacks. And we brick out. So the second board comes, I believe, 5-4 deuce, and then a king on the turn. So I'm hoping that we at least get the bottom board, and the button flips over pocket jacks, so he's got the top. And then the player to my right in the small blind has ace king as well. And the player to our left, who was crazy aggressive, ended up mucking his hand. So we are going to lose on the top board, but we're going to chop the bottom board with the other player in the small blind who also had ace king. So the player to our left having almost 500 in his stack, I believe we made a small profit in this hand, I think. I don't really normally run it twice, so I get a little confused in these spots, especially like a 4 or 5 way all in here. So it was definitely a crazy hand. One that I haven't been in a while, but it's great to see this type of action right before going to Vegas. So definitely one of the bigger pots I've been in a 2-5 game, or not a 2-5, a 1-3 game, but running it twice and whatnot. So yeah, we end up chopping the bottom board, and yeah, what a crazy hand. Crazy pot, crazy hand. Did not expect all that action, but as soon as the guy to my left sat down, I think he went through 2 or 3 bullets in this game for 500 each within 45 minutes to an hour. So it's, to say the least, there was lots of action in this game, thousands of dollars being passed around. So great action, great game, and by far one of the craziest pots I've been a part of in a 1-3 game, I should say. Not 2-5, 1-3. But, at this point in the game, it definitely played like a 2-5 game. No doubt. All right, so this hand, 5 ways. We look down at ace-queen offsuit. Straddle's on. There's an open to 25. And we go 5 ways to a flop of ace-7-4. Great flop for us. We go ahead and check. We're out of position here against everyone else at the table, so we're going to go ahead and let them do the bidding for us. And it goes all the way around to the button, which is a very competent player. He makes it 60. So we have an easy call in our hands here. So we go ahead and call. 3 players behind go ahead and make the fold. So we're heads up to a turn, which is a jack. Believe still rainbow board. He thinks about it after we check and goes ahead and bets 80, I believe. So still in check call mode here. Not getting fancy with anything. We go ahead and call. River is a 3, complete blank. We go ahead and check it again, planning to check call for a 3rd time unless he goes all in. He checks, and he shows ace queen, and we go ahead. In the very next hand, we look down at another great hand, ace king, where we open, the flop came ace high, and we just bet and took it down. So not much to that one. Okay, so here in the small blind, we look down at pocket aces. The straddle's on. There's a raise to 16 and a call on the button, so it's a great spot. We make it $70. And I'm thinking maybe I should have made it a little bit smaller, 50, 60, something like that. We do take it down. They all insta-fold, so we get the 50 or 60 in there. But maybe we can size a little smaller. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so this hand, we're in the small blind with 9-6 of hearts. Folds to us. We open to 15. Big blind calls. And I missed the flop action here, but it came 8-7-5, 2 diamonds. We flop the nuts. We check. He bets 20. We make it 50. He calls. Turn is a 9. So we turn top pair. Doesn't really matter. We lead for $100. And he doesn't think too long before making the call. Remember, there's 2 diamonds on the board. So flush draw out there, gutter, which we have. And he makes the call. The river is the deuce of diamonds. So we don't love it. We go ahead and check. I plan on calling pretty much anything, but I think I mean, I wouldn't hate a block bet here. Maybe I just block bet like 125 or something. I don't know. We check and he bets 150. So, I don't know. I mean, I think we have to call, even though he could have had diamonds. But yeah, maybe I block bet. I'm not really sure here in this spot. But we do check call the 150. And he announces that he is good, or that he has it, and he shows the ace of diamonds with another diamond. Not sure which one it was, can't remember, but he called the 100 on the turn with a flush draw and got there. Well, if that session was any inclination of what Vegas is going to be like, it's going to be pretty wild. That was a crazy session. There was a lot of big pots. We ran it twice in a big pot, as you've seen, for what, $1,400 pot. But yeah, we ended up in the game for 500 and out for 307, so we lost a little bit. But yeah, it's exciting. Playing some big pots and then going into Vegas that way. But I know we're only at, well, I shouldn't say only. We just hit 100 subscribers last week. And I know it's a super small channel, obviously, and there's not like, we're not making any money off the channel or anything, but I feel like I should still do something for you guys that are watching. So I'm going to do a giveaway on the screen. So when I'm in Vegas this weekend, I will do like a random generator thing. I don't know. I'll figure out a way and I'll pick a number, 1 through whatever. And if you are that subscriber on that number, I will send you $20. Whether if you play poker, then I can send it to your America's Card Room account, or vice versa. If you're not, I mean, I can just Venmo, PayPal, whatever. But I feel like we should do something, because 100's pretty cool, even though it's, But yeah, so we'll be there for that, and yeah, just like and subscribe, and make sure you subscribe so you see everything in Vegas, because we're gonna play at multiple locations. We're going to check out some cool restaurants, and yeah, we'll see y'all there.